time, I would like to welcome everyone to the APM Community Webcast. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question-and-answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press the pound key. Thank you. Mr. Manish Puri, you may begin your conference.
Thanks, Alicia. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to everybody. Thank you for dialing for today's APM Global User Community Webcast for October 16, 2014. My name is Manish Puri, the president of the community, and I am accompanied by Keith Palmer, the VP, as well as our presenter today, Paul Ellis from APM Marketing, and last but not the least, the community manager, Mary Greening, who does a great job, day in, day out for this community. Quick announcements. I wanted to let you guys know, as you guys already know, the webcast is being recorded and it will be posted on Community Archives as well as under videos. During the webcast, if you guys have any questions, please use the Q&A panel in the WebEx client on your and not the chat window. I would really appreciate that. This presentation probably today will be short. We just kind of going to be a quick one, so about 20 to 25 minutes. And there will be an open mic for Q&A at the end for anybody who has questions. Wanted to definitely appreciate, wanted to thank you all, members, for keeping the message boards going and all your participation. As usual, we will have our $100 Amazon gift card raffle drawing today for a lucky community member that will win. The rules, as you all know, you have to be an active member and cannot be a CA employee. One additional announcement today that we would like to request everyone is if you could please log on to the community's homepage, and there is a APM product feedback survey for all the users and members, and we would really appreciate it if you can please take 2 minutes out of your time to fill out that survey. It would really help out the APM product team to get some feedback. So I really urge you to go ahead and do that, hopefully right after the webcast. Again, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A panel, and the presenters will ask questions at the end of the session. Today's topic is going to be about CA World and what to expect for all the APM users that are attending for this year's CA World. And, a quick note that the board members will be attending CA World today, so myself, Keith, as well as Ashish, we all will be there, so we definitely would love to meet up with you guys somehow. I'll see if I can figure something out, what we did like last year, at all possible. So definitely look forward to meeting you guys. And I'll hand it over to our presenter today, Paul Ellis. Take it away.
Thanks, Manish, and thanks to everyone for attending this morning. I think we're at the end of the presentation as opposed to the beginning. So let's see if we can get.
Hey, Paul, it's the second tab. I'm going to click over to it now, and you should have, now you've got it.
Got it. Okay, thanks. So sorry for the little technical difficulty here. As Manish mentioned, my name is Paul Ellis. I'm on the APM marketing team based in Santa Clara, and I'll start out by apologizing for my voice this morning. I'm recovering from a cold. As Manish said, we'll take about probably 15 minutes or so at the most to just sort of walk through. For those of you who have been to CA World before, you'll be pleased to find that all the things that you've come to know and love about CA World in terms of information exchange and the opportunity to talk with people and that sort of thing is certainly still there. What's very different is the forum for delivery at CA World this year. So for those of you who have been there before, This will be a reorientation of your compass to help you to navigate your way around. For those of you who have not been there, then this will be an introduction into how to find things at CA World. So first of all, at a very high level from a conference perspective, unlike previous years, the conference will actually open first thing Monday morning with the keynote speaker, with Mike Gregoire, our CEO, as the keynote speaker, and then we'll wrap up the evening with a name that probably a lot of you recognize in terms of Magic Johnson delivering the evening keynote. So Monday is when things will kick off, and then we'll progress through Tuesday and Wednesday after the keynotes with the things, again, that you've come to know and expect at CA World, with sessions, labs, meet the experts, campgrounds, and things like that occurring during the day. So for those of you who recognize Magic Johnson as a basketball star, but also a very successful business person, and depending on your taste in music, you may or may not recognize the entertainment for Tuesday evening, which is the band Frey. So the reason for showing this particular exhibit center layout is that for those of you who have been to CA World before, you know that it can take 20 to 30 minutes just to get from your hotel room to the main exhibit center area, and that's if you're staying at the Mandalay Bay. And then once you get there, there are things spread out across 3 floors, the lower floor, the streets and street level, and then a lot of the sessions you have to dash to the escalators and find your way up the escalators and look around for Lagoon D or Reef B or whatever it may happen to be. This year we're trying to contain everything as much as we can in the exhibit center itself. So campgrounds, the High Value Network Center, all of those things that may have been located in off exhibit center areas before are now concentrated in one place. So the keynote will be done just off the exhibit center, and then inside the exhibit center, again, I'll talk about the HVNC and the expert chats area as well. So this is kind of a high-level view of what it looks like. It's a little difficult to see, but each one of these walkways, if you will, divides the exhibit center into what we're calling a wedge. And this is a typical wedge, and the only reason I'm showing you this is that you'll notice that within this web there's this area labeled the theater. So different this year from previous years, that's where a lot of the sessions are going to be conducted, particularly customer sessions that have, you know, business and strategic value, or we think have appeal to a larger group, as well as the keynote sessions. So every one of the wedges will have a theater in it that will seat a couple of hundred people, in addition to the other things that you've come to expect inside the exhibit center. So the demo stations where you can go talk with some of the pre-sales or product management guys about new capabilities in APM 9.7. We've moved what, for those of you who may recall from the old days, we referred to as the campground. Then we started calling it expert chats. That's all inside the exhibit center as well. So if you see this area sort of to the left, if you can see my pointer, that says meet the experts bar, that's where those discussions can take place. So you don't have to be dashing from one room to another or trying to find somebody, because all of it's going to be right there on the exhibit center floor. So that's good news, and will save you some wear and tear. You're going to hear us talk a lot. CA is going to be talking a lot about DevOps, and you know that's a topic that I'm sure is of interest to a lot of you as well. We will be in the OpsCenter area. There is a separate DevOps area, but we'll be in the OpsCenter, we being APM, and I'll tell you what else is going to be there in just a minute. But you're going to hear us talk about DevOps as well, because, you know, as we say here, you know, we're the ops. APM and IM is really the ops in the DevOps direction that a lot of people are heading. So for those of you familiar with, or those of you new to CA World, a lot of opportunities for education and interaction. So if you just sort of start at the top, and I won't read each and every one of these to you, but as you probably know, Meet the Experts is the opportunity to talk with architects, with developers, with product management guys, to talk about anything that's on your mind from a standpoint of a problem that you might be having with implementation, to a best practice, to technology directions and APM architecture. Breakout sessions this year we're still going to have breakout sessions the way we did in traditional session rooms in previous CA Worlds. We're going to have a number of sessions in the theater, but because we know there's a lot of content that our customers and our community wants to see and hear, we recognize that we will have to do some of that off the exhibit center floor. So we'll still do that. There will be self-paced learning that you can sit down and take web-based training if you're so inclined. This year there will be one pre-con session on APM 9.7. That'll be a pretty intense 3-hour session that will be conducted on Sunday. Then the Executive Center gives you an opportunity to meet the CSU executive team and management, both from a development and a business standpoint. Hands-on labs, as you're familiar with, and then certainly the Exhibit Center product demonstrations. So when you come into that big Exhibit Center and that I showed you on one of the earlier slides, if you want to find application performance management, enterprise mobility management, or infrastructure management, you want to look for the OpsCenter wedge. So that's where all of that technology will be displayed, and everything that I just covered in terms of the expert chats and the demonstrations will be in OpsCenter. You'll also notice that adjacent to that is DevOps, and then you just kind of work your way around the Exhibit Center. You can see the other various disciplines with their own individual wedges, so secure, cloud, mainframe, and so forth and so on. So from a high-level view within the OpsCenter, now remember, again, this is APM, infrastructure management, and mobility management. So this picture is not just APM, it's the entire OpsCenter arrangement. So for OpsCenter, you'll see a total of 17 theater sessions on the floor, another 36 off-floor sessions. So those are the sessions that you're probably more familiar with from CA World's past. 6 pre-cons, 12 labs, and 15 demo stations within the OpsCenter. So let's get a little closer to what you guys are interested in, and that's APM itself. So this is just a sampling of some of the sessions. So for APM within the OpsCenter theater, at the moment we have lined up presentations from Wells Fargo, Lowe's, and US Cellular. We've got presentations in breakout sessions off the Exhibit Center floor from companies like Verizon, Liberty Mutual, Expeditors, and Banco do Brasil. Now, we're in the process of doing final reviews on those presentations. I've seen most of them, and there's some fantastic content there. So a lot of great sessions that I think everybody can find something of benefit and use. Within the OpsCenter itself, or in addition to those sessions, there will be the pre-con on Sunday, and then 3 individual lab sessions. So there will be a lab session on the new smart instrumentation, one on the new command center, and then one on the new mobility integration or mobility dynamics. And then demo stations on the Exhibit Center floor will pretty much parallel that. So there'll be one for smart instrumentation, one for command center, synthetic app monitoring, which is the new name for APM Cloud Monitor, and then APM Mobile App Analytics. So a lot of different customers sharing information, and as you know from CA World's past, in particular with APM, what we've tried to do is slant the presentations towards customer-presented material, because you guys can have us come in and give you a product presentation or a sales presentation any day of the week. We think some of the real value is you're being able to talk with your peers about their similar business issues, the challenges they faced, and how they overcame them. So this is just a sampling of some of your peers that will be there that you may want to chat with. And then obviously, in addition to the OpsCenter, some of you probably have an interest in other components of CA World as well, and we certainly encourage you to visit all of them. Probably the ones that are more closely aligned and of interest to this group would be, the DevOps Center, the Dev Center, and the IntelliCenter. So for those of you who have registered for CA World, this is going to be a new experience. It's going to be everything that you've expected in the past and then some, a new way to navigate around and hopefully save some wear and tear on your bodies. For those of you who are thinking about it, attending, I would strongly encourage you. I think we've got a great program at both the CA and the APM level. So if you haven't registered, I encourage you to go to ca.com/CAWorld to register, and don't forget that as a community member, that automatically entitles you to a $200 discount. So I think what we'll do, I want to cover one other thing before we open the lines for questions, and that is the fact that we have a webcast coming up on October 30th that will feature Julie Craig from EMA and Jonathan Lindo, who heads up a lot of our mobility initiatives, and Scott Edwards from the APM marketing team as well. So I encourage you to put that date on your calendar and try and attend that particular session. So with that, I think we're at a point where if there are any questions, we can certainly entertain them. I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.
Alicia, can you open up the lines for questions, please?
Again, in order to ask a question, please press *1. There are no questions at this time.
Hey, I have a question. Paul, would it be possible for you to send us the deck to the board members, or just me and I'll distribute it?
Yeah, happy to do that. As a matter of fact, Mary, I think we do that as a normal practice, don't we?
Yes, I can attach it to a discussion post in the community. Or actually, this will be posted in the CA World community today, the replay and the deck. And there's a link to the CA World community in the chat.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot more information. I mean, you know, I just hit some of the highlights of the sessions, and it's kind of hard to tell from just a session title as to whether or not it's something that you want to take a look at. But obviously, if you go online and look at the session directory, the abstracts for those sessions are there that will give you additional insight into what the session's really all about and the level of detail that it will go into. And then additionally, although I didn't talk about it, one of the things that I think you'll enjoy this year as well, if you're at CA World, is the mobile app, which gives you a lot of capability to manage your schedule and to find things easily, to do session evaluations. And there's actually kind of some fun games and some things to do to keep you entertained on the mobile app as well. So I encourage you, if you're attending CA World, to take advantage of that.
And if you would like to ask an audio question, please press *1. We have no audio questions.
Okay, well, if there's no other questions, the recording and the deck will be posted in the CA World community today, and hopefully you'll get to hook up with the board members at CA World. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.
This concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect.